Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is The Walking Dead Deluxe number 60. Now, The Walking Dead Deluxe is pretty much The Walking Dead except colorized. It's sort of a reprint, but there's some extra stuff as well, which is kind of cool. So it's written by Robert Kirkman, art by Charlie Adlard, colored by Dave McCaig, lettering by Rus Wooton. You think I'd have this memorized at this point since it's been like 60 issues. All right, so this issue, we've got Rick, we've got Abraham, we got Morgan, and then we got Quarrel. On the run from the herd of zombies, of walkers. This is the first time we've dealt with herds. We've kind of they've been described, but this is their first real run-in with a herd. And the issue is if they keep on running, they're going to lead the herd right to where all their friends are. So what are they going to do? That's what the issue is. Like, how basically do you get around this? And the threat that is a very large group of walkers. That's really about the entire issue. There's also a little bit of, I'll say, dissent in people starting to think maybe Rick brings trouble with him. But let's be honest, this really wasn't his fault. It's not his issue. They kind of just ran into it and doing their best with the situation. So it's a kind of an interesting issue that way. Like a lot of tense moments, a lot of I don't want to call it action, but you know what I mean by action. They're on the run from zombies. Like, there's some action there. It's a solid issue. I believe it also ends the arc at that point, or at least this kind of like trade. Overall, like it's not quite as exciting as previous issues, but it's just a good like part of the overall story, if that makes sense. Art continues to be, I think, fantastic. The series definitely has like its groove down. It knows what it's doing. And the colorization, actually, I think is really, really interesting. It does add something to the comic, and it doesn't distract like I thought it would. So in that way, like, really, really good. You know, it's not the blood and guts like you might expect when you hear, like, zombie comic colorized. So in a lot of ways, I think it's a very good thing. The other thing is that I think is really cool about the deluxe versions is it has Robert Kirkman's notes. He goes through and kind of is like, you know, hey, this is kind of what my thoughts were for the comic. You can see what I changed here, and he actually criticizes himself at times, which I think is really cool, and then maybe reveals some other stuff. So it's really kind of neat to go in to the process a little bit and see a bit of, you know, of how the comic was made and steps and what have changed or what might have happened, you know, the what ifs. So all that I think is actually really, really cool. Overall, like, not the strongest of issues, but a good piece of the overall puzzle and very entertaining issue. As I always say this with these, like, this is a great way to read The Walking Dead. It comes out every other week, generally. If you've never read the series, it's a fantastic way of doing it, much, you know, faster way of going about it. And you get to do it issue by issue. You get a little bit of extras. If you haven't read it in years, want to go back, this is another way of doing it. You get to experience it a little bit different, see what you remember, get the experience in color, which I think is really cool, plus get the extras of Kirkman's notes. Overall, it's you know, this is a series that holds up all the years later, and I think really, really, really solid. You can go get this out in comic shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so to get a small percentage by doing that, you'll help support our site, so thank you for that. If you are into comics, you can check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.